November 3rd, 2012, Saturday. During breakfast, Olympian was excited and eager to get to his Saturday enrichment class. "You're sure Jack has all the bugs worked out of the system? This isn't another false alarm?" "She seems to think it's foolproof," Virtuoso said. "What class are you taking?" Bioforce asked. "In-flight navigation. Jack has been working on a system for months and she claims it's ready now," Olympian said. "I read her brief. If it works the way she says, it will be part of the smart system for all our costumes," Darkspeed said. "What's your enrichment class?" Olympian asked Darkspeed. "Leadership, again. Connor says Arthur coming in from the London team. That guy has guts. My father used to tell me the stories about a fresh from Alpha team that was assigned to London, and the leader picked the handle Arthur. The Brits were in an uproar. They wanted him gone. He's the leader of the second team Connor's trained," Olympian said. "Wait, I thought Arthur was a great hero," Bioforce asked. "He is now, but when he showed up in the UK and took the name of their greatest legend, he was nothing. This tall black kid from America that had never set foot in London tells everyone how he's going to change things. Now, all of the EU halls look to him for leadership, without question. He's like a superhero Churchill, only not so fat." "What does Achilles think of him?" Darkspeed asked. "Achilles thinks the world of him. The way he dealt with the European terrorists in 2002 and after, everyone listens to what he has to say." Darkspeed knew Olympian knew something he didn't. "I'm not familiar with that. What did he do?" "The London team was still being babysat by Connors in London when a terrorist network started to strike all over Europe. The London team tried to get in on the action, but the older teams told them to go sit at the kids' table. Arthur took the bull by the horns, was first on the scene, captured terrorists, his brain scanned them, found the next cell, then the next cell, until just under a week he had rounded them all up. The older teams were still trying to come up with a game plan by the time he had solved the problem. Then, after that, the London team showed up wherever there was trouble in Europe. It was like they didn't sleep. They piled up one big victory after another. Somewhere in there, the Brits started to cheer for their new hometown team. Seems everyone likes a winner. Yeah, Connor said Arthur's team was the one everyone called in Europe when there was real trouble," Darkspeed said. "Sure, they have a great track record for solving problems and kicking butt," Olympian said. "Wow," Darkspeed said as he continued to eat his breakfast. "Yeah, do me a favor and let me know what you think of him." "Why?" "No reason, just let me know your impression of him." "Okay." Olympian smiled at Darkspeed and laughed. "I just thought of something. You're going to be expected to be like him someday. No pressure or anything, right?" "Thanks," Darkspeed said with sarcasm. Thinking of ways to change the subject, he asked Bioforce, "What enrichment are you taking today?" "Remote emergency medicine, and before you ask, I can define it for you. The idea is simple. You have someone on a phone or vid phone, and you have to talk them through a life-or-death medical procedure. The idea being someone is trapped or stuck, and one or more people may need medical treatment with only a phone line. How do you help?" Bioforce said. "That's dumb. Why wouldn't you just go there and help them yourself?" Olympian asked. "The idea of the exercise is to see if you know your material well enough to talk a normal person through a stressful situation. I've heard it can actually be really hard to do." "Sounds like a great test of confidence and communication skills," she said. "What's your enrichment today?" Bioforce asked she. "Forensics, mostly detective stuff and how to find clues. They can't cover the whole subject in just one day, but it's to get you thinking in the right direction. Cosmos, what did you pick?" "Virtuoso and I are going to work with Dr. Noguchi on the Sentinels today," Cosmos said. "No, I'm doing a thing with some costume designers from the HU. I'll just be dropping you off in Tokyo," Virtuoso said. "Oh, then I guess I'm going alone." "You won't be going alone. Someone signed up for the Sentinel enrichment with you," Virtuoso said with a smile. "Guess who?" "Glimmer? What does she know about the Sentinels or robotics?" she asked. "Turns out to be more than you might think. She's been studying for weeks, and she does have a 5 intelligence," Virtuoso said. "Ha! She's stronger, taller, and now smarter than you," Olympian said to Cosmos. "You don't make friends that way," Darkspeed said to Olympian. "Sorry, you'll get taller," Olympian said with a smirk. "We need to get going," Darkspeed said as he stood from the table. "I need to get dressed," Cosmos said. "Why?" Darkspeed asked. "My mother always takes him out to lunch, so no costumes," she said. Cosmos looked into the closet at the wardrobe full of clothes that Virtuoso had made for him. The clothes were cool, and she had explained to him what to wear. An Omni that can't pick out his own clothes. I wonder if that's why Omni always wore armor, he thought to himself. Cosmos left his room to find Glimmer and Virtuoso. He saw both of them sitting near the coffee bar. All ready to go? He asked as he approached. Glimmer stood, and Cosmos could see the long antique white dress she was wearing. It had pearls sewn into the upper body, and the pleats on the lower part of the dress were perfectly symmetrical. Her blonde hair was pulled back into a braid that had yellow ribbons woven in. Glimmer looked at Cosmos with wide eyes and said, I'm ready. I can't wait to see the sentinels you've been working on. Cosmos was pretty sure she just said something. He tried to think of what it just was, but drew a blank. If I didn't have this mental shield, Jilly could help me out, he thought. Cosmos was retracing his thoughts before he saw Glimmer stand. I said, all ready to go? Cosmos thought to himself. Are you all right? Glimmer asked. He's fine, Virtuoso said as she turned her head away to laugh. Yeah, I'm fine. We were just, Cosmos said. Is he all right? Glimmer asked Virtuoso. Virtuoso looked at Glimmer and started to communicate with her telepathically. After a moment, Virtuoso said, Get it? Glimmer made a sweet face at Cosmos. I'm glad you like the dress. Now we have to go to class. Glimmer reached out and touched Cosmos on the shoulder while extending a hand to Virtuoso. Cosmos' mind seemed to reboot once he saw Bisham on base and they walked the long hall. How did you know what I was thinking? He asked Virtuoso discreetly. I know what people think. It's a gift. Where's Dr. Noguchi? Virtuoso said. Alarms didn't go off. She must be here, Cosmos said. I can hear her thoughts. She's in the material lab just off main engineering. You remember the way? Virtuoso asked. Sure. Are you leaving? Cosmos asked. In a hurry. Wait, teleport us over there, Cosmos said as he remembered what Connors told him about being alone with Glimmer. Why? Because I asked you to. Virtuoso thought it silly to teleport the two supers 200 yards, but did it anyway. Dr. Noguchi, I have to go. I'll say hello when I come back. Go do what you have to do, Dr. Noguchi said as she smiled and waved at Virtuoso. Good morning, Doctor, Cosmos said. Good morning, Cosmos, and this is Glimmer, correct? Glimmer extended her hand to Dr. Noguchi and started speaking Japanese. I'm very pleased to meet you, Dr. Noguchi. Thank you for allowing us to have an enrichment class here. I hope to learn something from you today. You're very welcome, Dr. Noguchi said. Your Japanese is near perfect. Where did you learn? Initially a tutor, and then, to polish my accent, I worked with a Japanese HU rep that worked for my father. Mr. Dumont is your father? Yes, he is. I know him. He's a good man and a great superhero. You have much to live up to. So I've been told. Well, I suppose we should get to work. Since our young Omni here can replicate any metal I make, I've been working on a stronger alloy to use as a skeletal structure for the Sentinels. I like the idea of the liquid energy armor for the exterior, but if there's a loss of power, the skeleton has to retain its strength. So this is stronger than what we used a few months ago? Cosmos asked. Not by much, but progress isn't always quick. Can I see the composition of the molecule? Glimmer asked. Here, Dr. Noguchi said. I see. I didn't think this was possible. An amorphous metal with more than one metal atom as the base? How does it harden? It hardens in a crystalline pattern without heat treating. Very good eye, by the way, spotting what kind of metal it was. Well, I have been studying. Is this the stuff you want me to make more of? Cosmos picked up a piece of the metal on the table. That's it. I wanted you to make some large plates and beams so I can test them for strength, Dr. Noguchi said. Every time I feel one of these super alloys, I keep thinking it can be stronger. I just don't know how, Cosmos said. Wait a moment, Glimmer said. Your Omni power is telling you this metal can be stronger? Well, it's not telling me. When I use the Omni power to feel into an object, I understand its properties. One of its properties is how strong it feels to me through that sense. I touch this and think of how strong it is, and I just think it could be stronger. No, you said you feel. Do you think it could be stronger, or do you feel it could be stronger? Glimmer asked. I feel it could be stronger, Cosmos answered. And you don't know how that could be done? No, I don't know. What are you getting at? Dr. Noguchi asked Glimmer. I think we may have found the problem. The Omni power is bigger than all of us, and it's communicating to you through how you feel, not how you think. But you're trying to think of or know what it means. I think you need to feel what it means, Glimmer said with passion. How am I supposed to do that? Cosmos asked.